All right, we are live. I am super excited. Been waiting for this one for a while. I'm joined now by Amy Lortz. Mark will be joining us in just a moment. They are the owners of the Common Brew here in Mason. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, you haven't shown the audience yet, but you brought over a couple Lemonheads and obviously you are right in the heart of downtown Mason, and obviously, if you drive through Mason, you can't miss it. Tell everybody where you guys are located, Amy.
We're at 126 East Main Street.
126 East Main. Okay.
And the landmark that we always use is Whippy Dip. We are catty corner from Whippy Dip, and everybody knows where that is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what I always do is I started this show just as more of an opportunity for local business owners to kind of share their story with people that live in Mason, essentially. And so what I want to do is I always start off these interviews with just finding out a little bit about the business owners, about you guys. And so why don't you just start off by kind of telling your story?
Well, I am a small business consultant, and I do bookkeeping and accounting. So that is my professional history.
Okay.
Mark is a project manager, and we've lived in Mason now for 15 years. We have a daughter, 22 years old, in college, and she was a sophomore in college, and we just decided we're going to do something new.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So How about you, Mark? How about you? What's your background, man?
Well, I've got about 7 or 8 years of home brewing experience. I started with a home brewing kit that Amy and Maggie bought me for Father's Day, in 2011. So as far as small business and brewing, that's about it. Otherwise, I've been in the corporate world for 19 years as of today with a company I'm with. So
this all started from a home brewing kit. Are you kidding?
No, that's
Father's
serious.
Day.
That is freaking awesome, man. So they bought you a home brewing kit, and you just fell in love with it.
Yeah, I started out doing some extract kits, which is the basic way to get started with home brewing. Usually I use a turkey fryer, 2 igloo coolers, and a couple of drywall buckets for the home brewing stuff. And then kind of just graduated from extracts. I took a class down at Listerman's to do what they call all grain brewing, which is basically where you're selecting all your malts by hand and kind of developing your own recipes. And started doing that about 4, maybe 5 years ago, and had quite a number of beers that just went over very well. And with lots of feedback and lots of friends testing the beers, came to realize it was more of a hobby, or more of a passion than a hobby. So we just decided to take the leap.
Wow. So there's a lot to unpack there. So talk about like how obviously you said it became more of a passion than a hobby, and oftentimes that's the way it happens. But for you, talk about like you and your family, talk about your transition from, hey, we're just going to do this as a hobby, to, hey, you know what? I think we're going to open up our own place in downtown Mason and start brewing beer.
Well,
I got to go serve somebody.
You're good.
It was kind of a weird situation. Like I said, I've been working in the corporate world for pretty much my entire professional career. And when Maggie went away to college, Amy and I were kind of looking for like a change of style, change of lifestyle. So we initially were looking to just do a small business of whatever type we could get our hands on and just kind of test out the market and see what we would be best at. And a friend of mine owns a very well-known restaurant in the area, and he had a private event one night, and one of his customers asked me to bring up some of my home brew just to have something different at this private event. And I brought a cab, I think it was a 1/6 of a barrel, which is approximately 2 cases of beer, up to this party, and they tore it up in like 25 minutes. I mean, everyone just loved it and drank it. And my friend looked at me and said, "It's time, man. I mean, if you were going to do something, this is what you need to do." And so it kind of started with that seed of, hey, this is a potential idea that we could do as a small business and as a couple to build a life, if you want to call it that. So I went up to the Warren County SBDC, which is the small business. Can't remember the D and the C, but it's a taxpayer paid service that the Warren County offers to help small businesses kind of get off the ground.
Sure.
So I walked into this guy's office with just a notebook of ideas of what we wanted to do, and through, I think he said last count 75 hours and countless coffees, we came in with kind of a business plan and kind of a go forward idea with how we should get this done. Mason has a brewery right now, 16 lots, which is right down the street from us. That's been doing very well for the past year. We decided we probably got full bore at it back in January or February of 2017. And it took approximately a year for us to find a building, get the financing set up. It's just Amy and I that are financing this whole thing. So you can imagine the stress that causes a family. But with the help of countless friends and countless contacts, we finally found this place in downtown Mason, which is the downtown quarter where we wanted to be. And we held out. We had several offers on some other places, but we really wanted to be in the downtown corridor because one of our main tenets for this business is to create a sense of community and a sense of identity for Mason as a downtown for brewing and the beer community, and just kind of a place that we can start building a nightlife, which is desperately needed in downtown Mason.
Agreed.
So this section of town was where we were targeting because of proximity of friends and other businesses that we were looking at. Our hope is that with us opening and several other businesses around us that are more entertainment than retail, that we'll start to kind of build a nightlife in downtown Mason for people to enjoy.
Yeah. So it was a no-brainer to get you guys on the show because, unquestionably, it's one of my favorite places in all of Mason, and I love the idea. I actually didn't know that, so that was enlightening to me to hear that. As a byproduct of this, we're looking to bring in other businesses here in Mason to try to develop this downtown area, and I think that is a common thread when talking to people, especially business owners in Mason. And also consumers, right? I mean, consumers, you're providing a value to consumers that just hasn't been there. And we think people are crying out for that, right? We understand that right now, most people have to go either to Cincinnati, right? Or north to Dayton, right? To find a good brewery. And you're saying, or nightlife for that matter, right? And you're saying, no, we don't have to do that anymore because we've created a great place where people can come enjoy great craft brew and food and each other, right here in Mason.
Absolutely, and that's the goal. That's one of the reasons we came up with the name, the Common Beer Company. The idea is that we want to create a sense of community and neighborhood when it comes to going out and being able to walk instead of having to drive somewhere or having to travel, a good distance to go to someplace out at night. We wanted to create that kind of environment in Mason, and not just for our business, which of course is, prominent in my mind, but also we've been here for 15 years. And Mason, as you said, has been crying out for a revitalization of downtown and entertainment and something to do where they don't have to go very far to get it.
Right.
We've got some really good breweries within a short distance of here. We've already mentioned 16 lots. We have Sonder now down the street. We have Narrow Path over in Loveland. We have Grainworks and Dogberry over in Westchester, all within a 5 or 6 mile, radius of us, which is fantastic. But we were really lacking that in the downtown corridor. We have countless customers that walk in here and say, I can't wait for the spring because I can walk here instead of having to drive or having to, get through the rain and the slush and the snow.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason that we really focused on this area of downtown. We've got some great opportunities behind us as well, city-owned property back there that they're hopefully getting some plans set up to do something there. And there's some of the businesses and the buildings that are in the area that are already starting to turn over into viable evening activities. So we wanted to be at the forefront and kind of help start the spark, if you want to call it that. And we're already seeing some people getting ideas of things that they can do in the area.
Yeah, well, you definitely are, man. You guys are at the forefront. And for those who haven't been to your website, I included a link to your mission trailer which I watched, which is on your website, which I would recommend anybody who watches this take a look at. It's just the YouTube link, which is also on your website. But because I think that kind of you talked about building community and the things that go behind that. I think that, the video will encompass that. I think that the video was done in very good taste, and people should definitely watch it. I'm curious, so for you guys, when you thought up the Common Brew and you guys and you moved into this building, what was your with the consumer in mind? What should the consumer, or what was your idea of what the consumer should expect when they walked in the building there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Our goal was to create a true neighborhood bar. No one walks in the door without being said hello to. We make sure that if there's someone alone at the bar, that they're going to meet someone else sitting at the bar. We want everyone to feel welcome and to feel comfortable here. And we were like, before we were opening, we were talking about it. I said, my dream would be that a guy who just finished laying a tar roof covered in just dirt and tar can come in here and sit next to an exec from Luxottica or P&G and have a beer together, and it not be uncomfortable for anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm not kidding. Within our first week, our plumber came in and he had on a cut-off T-shirt and covered in God knows what, and a guy came in and sat a seat away from him in a suit, and they sat there and talked, and it was like they'd known each other, and we were all talking with them, and I was like, I did it. That's what I wanted. I wanted people to feel comfortable here. And it didn't matter who you were. I want everyone to feel comfortable here.
And then the space that we got lends that as well. It's a smaller space, smaller tap room, very comfortable, cozy feel to it. We have a really neat backdoor patio that we've been able to take advantage of a little bit since we opened, just because of weather. But the back patio is also something that we're creating an environment of community and sharing stories and sharing experiences with people that you don't know. Like, one of our main goals is, if you don't walk in with somebody, when you walk into our place, you're either going to meet somebody you know, or you're going to walk away having met somebody new. And we're seeing that happen every night here, which is fantastic for us. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, like, I'm a small business owner as well. And I think that I always think, what do you think? You had this idea or this vision of what you wanted to create, and now you're starting to see all that come to fruition. What does that feel like for you guys?
Exhausting. No, it's success. She's absolutely right. I mean, we have a ways to go. We have processes that we can improve and experiences that we can improve, but it is an amazing feeling when you're sitting at the bar. And best example I have is last Sunday. I was here. I was working the bar by myself. I had 4 disparate couples come in and sit at the bar, and they're talking with one another, with the couples. And then I started talking to one couple and turned and pivoted my attention to another to draw them into the conversation. And the next thing I knew, all 4 couples are talking about things going on in their lives and things that they're seeing around Mason. And the very last woman in the couple looked at me and she said, "This is really cool." And I said, "This is exactly what I wanted, and that's why I'm being quiet. I'm just letting the conversation happen." And without too much effort, it just happens here. And that's what we wanted. And that is an amazing feeling, because that's why we did this for the community. And we're seeing it come to fruition.
Well, Mark and I have lived here for 15 years, and we are walking distance to downtown. So the Wildflower Cafe has been open up for almost 11 or 10 and a half years now. And we have been regulars at the Wildflower for about 9.5 years, because we can walk there. And not only that, they're awesome, but we can walk there. And we walk to the PI and Petrelli's and Aponte's and all these places. But we always said we wish that there was somewhere that was like a bar that you could go and just hear good music and just sit and talk to friends. And it wasn't a restaurant bar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like a place to go adulting. And 15 years ago, we would have never dreamed that we were the ones opening that place.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty awesome. I mean, that for you to have had that idea, and then you were actually the one that opened it. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So talk about like, where do you guys get inspiration for your brews? Like where do you guys, I mean, do you get it from other beers, or do you get it from, does it just, are you making this stuff up? Talk about that.
It's kind of a combination of both.
We have a very creative head brewer.
Absolutely.
Justin Cheney. He's very creative, very passionate. We have a lot of beer-loving friends who throw out flavor ideas, and we build on that.
The other inspiration we have is a lot of local ingredients. We're trying to utilize as many of the local options that we have. Prime example, we have a friend of ours who came in with a 22-pound bag of soft red wheat. He's a farmer, and he just said, hey, have you ever thought about doing something with this? And we're getting ready to do a test batch with using that soft red wheat. We've been utilizing local honey for one of our beers as well. So inspiration for beers, it's very similar to cooking. You get inspiration from a lot of the ingredients that are around you and a lot of the feedback you get from people of things that they want to try. We've got one on that I've never heard of before, ironically called a common ale. It's out of California. And my brewer and I were talking the other day, and we both were like, why have we not made this yet? So we're getting ready to brew that next week and have that on tap in the next week or two. So inspiration can come from anywhere, mostly from ingredients and from people telling us what they want to drink.
Right. How many beers are you guys currently serving?
Right now we have 8 beers, 9 as of tomorrow, and then we just tonight opened up what we're calling the Not So Common Tap, which is going to be a test or an experimental tap. Mm-hmm. We make small batch beers, about 2 cases a piece. So we have a tap now that's going to house those, and we're going to put them on, get feedback, and as soon as that one blows, we'll put the next one on. Yeah. So right now we started with 7, we got up to 12. We're down to about 9 right now, but we're reloading as we speak. Business has been really good, and so we're learning how to keep up with that business, as well as how to make new and different flavors of beers. Yeah.
Now, you guys are doing seasonal stuff too, right?
Yes. Yeah. We just had Son of a Nutcracker, which was our most popular beer to date, blow last Friday, and that was a seasonal winter ale.
Mm-hmm. But we're bringing it back.
But it is coming back next week. And then we're loading up some spring beers. As we talk, we're going to do some Pilsners and some lighter beers coming into the spring. But a lot of it is going to be dictated by what we have available to us. My favorite beer to make and to drink is made with the pawpaw fruit, which is the Ohio State fruit. The pawpaw is only ripe 1 month out of the year, so wow, you can't get more seasonal than that. Yeah. I have some left over from last year that I kept frozen that we're making some small batch stuff. But to get it onto the big system, we're going to have to wait until September when it's ripe. We'll get some fresh stuff and get it going from there.
Nice, man. So what is the consensus favorite, you think? What beer do you guys serve the most of?
Creamy Blonde.
Creamy Blonde?
Yeah, that was the first beer we actually served at an event hosted over at the Wildflower. We've had that on tap ever since, and by far that's our best-selling beer. Yeah. Son of a Nutcracker took it over, but it was a small batch, so it went quickly. Yeah. Creamy Blonde, then the Lemonhead, your favorite beers, coming in a close second. So
yeah, I would, I'm sure most people have heard of Summer Shandy, and so I was a big fan of Summer Shandy, and so to get to drink the Lemonhead certainly was even more of a treat for me, and just to know that you guys were making that here locally. Talk about the food. That's not a lot of people think about food when you go into a brewery, right? But you guys, and some breweries don't even make food, but you guys make food. So talk a little bit about what inspired the food menu.
Well, we don't make the food. We don't have a kitchen. We have partnered with Comets Pizza next door. Yeah. And they created a menu just for us. Mm-hmm. We wanted everything to be easy. And kind of pretty much we wanted most things to be finger food.
Yep. Yeah.
And a nice variety. And we're going to change it up a little bit. We have some ideas for some new stuff to put on there. But in-house, we make amazing soft pretzels.
Yeah. And beer cheese made with the Creamy Blonde.
Yeah. I had to cut myself off. So I was eating way too many soft pretzels.
What about the Saratoga chips?
Yeah, those are
those
good.
are made by Comets
That's
Pizzas as
from
well.
Comets.
Yeah.
So I take it you had a Lemonhead and Saratoga chips.
Oh, you know me too well.
Yeah, those are really good too.
Yeah, it's been nice working with, collaborating with them. And for our customers, it's a seamless experience. They can order the food, pay for the food. We'll go get it and bring it to them. You never have to leave the table.
Yeah.
What are you? For them, it's almost we have a kitchen, but we're able to take advantage of a business that's been here for years.
Yeah. So they're not open on Sundays, and they offered, but they'd be working a lot of days. So we on Sundays we have food trucks.
Yeah.
When we can.
When we can, yeah. So for the winter, it's kind of hard to get a food truck.
Right.
We did find someone who wants to bring his stuff inside. So starting in February, we'll have food inside, basically kind of catered.
It's steam tables and stuff. He'll bring it inside. We'll do that, and then we're already starting to ramp up for when the season goes warm again. We're going to try and get a variety of trucks on Sunday. They'll park right out front to try and draw more people and show that what we have. But Comets has been fantastic with us. Denise and Chris are wonderful people.
Happy birthday, Chris!
Yeah. So it's been a great experience with them as well.
Any plans for local music?
Yeah, we actually have been in contact with several local musicians, a lot of them within walking distance again from here, that are very interested in coming and playing. We've avoided it during the winter months. Again, such a small space. Mm-hmm. We're a little afraid of the acoustics that we'll experience. But probably in the next couple of weeks, we're going to give a test run of somebody inside just to see if we can do something before the weather breaks. But once the weather breaks, we're already setting up some 1, 2, 3 member bands to come and play out on the back patio. Maybe set up a single guitarist out front, again, all to just draw people in and show them that you're gonna have some fun when you walk in the door.
Yeah. What do you think what's something that I should have asked you that I didn't, or what maybe might people not know about you that you guys could tell us?
Well, did you talk about we also have wine. Did you want to do that?
No.
Oh.
I don't think that was his question, though.
But you said anything about us.
It's fine. Yes, we have wine and liquor options for those that want to have that.
About me personally?
Hey, we'll take anything we can get.
Well, we love Netflix.
Yeah.
No, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work.
Wait, I have to finish that whole statement though.
Yeah.
We have wine, we have liquor, and we have 2 ciders from a local cidery in Wilmington, tin cap. And we carry an apple cider and a mango hatch chili cider.
Okay.
From them.
So we do have options for people if they're not interested in the beer.
Yeah.
We also have obviously a bunch of non-alcoholic options as well.
Yeah.
So
I'll finish. I'm done.
As far as we're concerned, we both have 2 full-time jobs and we're doing this, but this is certainly our passion. We're excited to have the springtime come and we're excited to have people coming out. We're getting great feedback from locals. We're seeing more new faces than old, which is great because we want to get our name out there and we want people to come in and experience this. But we're looking forward to the weather breaking to get more crowds in here and more options for people as far as seating is concerned.
Yeah. Well, I'm just incredibly excited for you guys. I love the fact that, you're here now and people are catching on. I think what you guys are doing is just fantastic. So just, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate you reaching out. It's always nice to get a chance to tell our story where we can.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. And listen, we're looking forward to the weather heating back up as well. I think, to be able to just to open up to the patio and you're right. I mean, everybody coming in from the community, sitting down to have a locally brewed beer. There's just nothing like it, man. It's just a great feeling. It really is. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
We look forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely, sir. Listen, you guys stay in touch and I'll look forward to talking to you real soon.
Awesome, Mike. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.